Okay, today's training is continuing on the Cisco Spark versus MS Teams or Microsoft Teams. And today we're going to be talking about calendar invites or scheduling a meeting in both of these applications. So let's take a look at, we have Jack Sparrow here. He's got a Windows 7 PC, he's got Outlook, and he's got Spark. And we got Liz Swan here, again, Windows 7, Outlook, and Spark. All right, so if Jack, we're going to go to Teams, we're going to go to Navigation Team, we're going to go to the General Space, and then Jack's going to schedule a meeting. The way he does that, he clicks on these three ellipses right here, and what that does brings up these panels here, all these buttons, one of which is Meetings. Okay, if he clicks at Meetings, he's presented with a few options here. The main option here is create meeting invite. Now if you have Outlook, Microsoft Outlook installed, what's going to happen if you click that is this, and I don't know why that sometimes does not come to the foreground. I'm not sure if that's a bug or what, but that will create a meeting in Outlook. It will include all the participants that are in that space, that Cisco Spark space. It will create the subject line with the meeting or the space name, and one thing I'd like to see changed is that space name would be nice if it was the team, slash space name or something like that, because if you do something in general, it doesn't matter what space you're in or what team you're in, it's always going to be general. Obviously, if you had another space inside a team, that's going to display there. We get the @Spark location, and then we get our regular kind of, if we're typically used to WebEx or productivity tools or something like that, we get the little join meeting here. That's the URL, and then we get a URI for a video address. Okay, and then we get to learn more about Spark. If someone gets this and doesn't have Spark, they can click that and go get a free account and things like that. So that's how that works. And then we'll go ahead and let me show you these two others. Let's go ahead and let's not save that for now, but I want to show you these two others. Let's say we were using Gmail or Outlook.com or something like that. We could go ahead and use these two entities right here. So the meeting information I can just copy to my clipboard, see the little check mark, and maybe if I had, I'll just bring up a notepad. If I had a Gmail or something like that, I could just paste that in the body of the meeting and then get these people right here. I'll copy that. Now everyone's email address is copied into my clipboard. I can come back here, and this time I'll do Control V to paste that in. So now I got their email addresses, so I could put that in the to field. So some flexibility there as far as if you're not using Outlook. I suppose that Cisco is going to integrate with some other email applications as well. But anyway, you can accommodate Outlook automatically, and then others by copying the meeting information and the people. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and create this again. I'm going to make this a foreground. I'm going to create that, and see, sometimes it comes up. So we'll go ahead and send that off. I like everything there. That's a good time, and we'll just send that off. The only person we included or in this space is Liz. So let's go over to Liz's PC and see what she sees. So just like any Outlook meeting, come into the inbox. She can accept here. Okay, when it's time for the meeting, she can click and then just join the meeting. Now right here, this is a URL. Okay, so I'm going to click that URL, and you'll see what happens. Brings up a web page, and it's going to cross-launch Cisco Spark. So it recognized that Cisco Spark is installed here, and it cross-launched. And I can just click this remember, and it'll always do that from now on. So it won't come up with this launch application. It'll just launch Cisco Spark. So we'll go ahead and Open the link there. You can see my Cisco Spark application is actually open. We'll put these away. Okay, so my Cisco Spark application opened. See there? And then it's asking me to call in, so I can go ahead and call in. If I had several devices, or if I had a Spark board or a video unit or something like that that was my video unit and registered in Spark as my video unit, or a phone, I could use that as well. So I'll go ahead and call in. We'll say okay, these are virtual machines, so there's some things not working like microphones and things like that. And then Jack also gets this, and someone else started the meeting. This is just me, my personal account here. Let me go ahead and put that away. This is just, since the meeting was started already by somebody else, Jack gets this pop-up toast to go ahead and join. Okay, so he can join right here. So he doesn't have to start the call. We'll go ahead and click join. Okay, and you can see they're in a full video conference. Right now these are just virtual cameras, so that's why you see a little picture there, but they would be in a full video conference. And let's just see what's available to us. First, let's go along the right here and just show you what's going on here. So one of the things I like is this little orange text here. It says people outside your company are included in the space. So it immediately tells the people or participants inside a company that outside participants or outside our company participants are involved in this meeting. And what's even nicer than that is not only that, but then I have a list of people that have joined and a list of people that have not joined. So let's say we're preparing for a customer meeting or something like that, and the customer hasn't joined, this outside participant, and we can discuss things internally that maybe the customer we wouldn't want to involve the customer in. So we can definitely start the meeting before and then wait for the customer, and we'll see when they come in. So that's a nice feature. And then we have some things like these pop-outs and pop-ins, and what that is if I go up here and click this button, you'll see that kind of pops inside of my space in Spark. Okay, and then I can pop that back out just like that, and then I can go full screen kind of like that. Okay, so I have a few options there as well. I can also drop from this call, so if for some reason Jack wanted to take this on his cell phone, he could go on his cell phone. In the Spark space will also have the join button. So it'll very much look like, if I drop from this right here, it'll look exactly like that. So I can drop from here and join on my cell phone, mobile phone, in my Spark app, whether it be an iOS or Android or iPad for that matter, or I could stay connected here. If I was joined and I walked away for some reason and just forgot to shut it down on my PC or Mac, I could go ahead and just start it up on my mobile device and just come in as another participant. Okay, then I get back to my desk. I can hang up my mobile and continue on here. Okay, a few buttons that we have here: mute, audio mute, video mute. We have screen share here, and then we have add other participants. So I think we've already taken a look at this, but when we screen share, we're going to get a list of our monitors that we have. If we have dual monitors or 3 monitors or whatever, you'll get a list of those here, and then you get this little 1 or 2 or 3 if you have different monitors, so you can choose which one you want to share, and then you can go ahead and just choose one of those you're sharing. And then we can see over here Liz has a view of our desktop, and then along the bottom she's got a little film strip that still has our video. So that is about it. We'll stop sharing and we'll disconnect that. And then just real quick, I want to go back. We'll see what happens over here. Okay, what will happen with Liz is she'll stay in the meeting. So just because someone left the meeting won't get torn down. Even though it was Jack that scheduled the meeting, everyone in this space is able to keep the meeting going. So until she hangs up, the meeting will keep going. Okay. And one other thing I wanted to show is when I schedule a meeting, I forgot to show you this right here, but we get this little inside the space that someone scheduled the meeting. Jack scheduled the meeting, what time the meeting is, who scheduled it, and then it's going to be in Spark. Okay, now there's nothing you can do with this. You can't click on it or start the meeting or anything like that. It's just a kind of a indicator that someone scheduled a meeting inside this space. Alrighty, so let's hang that up, and that is it. Conducted a meeting, scheduled a meeting, and looked at our different options and ended the meeting. Okay, let's switch over to Microsoft Teams. We have two PCs again. We're going to be using Anson Garcia, Windows 10, Outlook, Microsoft Teams client, and Lynn Garcia, Microsoft Outlook, Teams client. All right, so let's look at what the meeting scheduling experience is like. Let's go into a team, and we'll go to the widget sales team channel. And there's a few ways we can do scheduling of meetings in Microsoft Teams, one of which is this little icon right here gives me two options. I can meet now or I can schedule a meeting. So that's kind of equivalent to the Cisco Spark green button, call, and it calls everybody in that particular space. In this respect, we can, or in this instance, we can add a subject and meet now, or we can schedule a meeting. And just so you know, the other way to schedule a meeting is right over here in meetings. So they have this neat little place where all our meetings are, which is quite nice. I like that. One client kind of lists all your meetings, just like Skype for Business or Jabber. You can kind of go to that icon and all your meetings are listed there. So that's nice. And then we can schedule a meeting right from here, and then we can choose the channel that meeting's going to be in, okay, right here. But let's do it the other way. I think usually we would be in a channel and want to schedule a meeting for that channel. So let's do that. Let's schedule it here. Let's instead of meet now, let's go ahead and schedule the meeting. Let's give it a meeting name. Okay, the location is going to be Microsoft Teams. We can give it a time, date, end time, repeat. We can do some text there. Now we can have scheduling assistance. So it has that back end, that Exchange, Outlook back end where you can add participants, and then scheduling assistant where you can get other people's calendars and look for open time. So that's quite nice. I like that, just within the application. The thing I didn't understand, I didn't like, and it's your preference, it's just in my opinion, I didn't get the option to add everybody on the channel here. So by default, it just, I'm the organizer and I have to add people. So that's kind of the negative to that. The positive is, I'll show you here in a second. Let's go ahead and schedule this meeting. Okay, we scheduled the meeting, and you can see we stayed within the Microsoft Teams client. I think that's a big plus. And we'll go see back over here, and we can see that this meeting right here was scheduled. All right, I canceled a few other meetings, so that's why you see those. But this is the meeting we just scheduled right there. Okay, so it automatically shows up in my calendar. I can take a look at it, And I can see also that I'm the only one. It does have this sales team, almost like a group email or something like that. But what it didn't do is it didn't send everybody, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to or not, but it definitely added that particular group inside the meeting. What it didn't do, and this may be a bug, maybe it's supposed to work, but let's just go back to Lynn. Now, Lynn is part of the widget sales team. She's part of that sales team group, but she didn't receive anything in her inbox. So again, I don't know if that's just my particular setup. If you send something to a group, it obviously is supposed to show up. So I'll post something in the comments below if for some reason my setup was messed up somehow. So we're done. So Anson's done over here. Let's close this. Anson schedule a meeting. Everything's good. I see the meeting popped up right here, test meeting. And so the positive, back to the negative and positive of adding everybody. The positive is, in this particular instance, if Lynn gets a indication that something's going on in widget sales team, someone posted something, and she sees, there's some new messages down here, so let's scroll down, and she sees this test meeting. Now she can click on these three ellipses here and then view meetings, and then she can opt in right here, adding to calendar. Again, I think there's something going on with my Exchange groups that's not working quite right. But anyway, so I can add this to the calendar, just like that. And again, I'm just within Teams. I didn't have calendar up or anything. And this is all back-end integration. So it's not like it hopped from my Teams into my Microsoft Outlook here in the desktop. It was in the background, and if I look, I didn't get anything here, but if I look at my calendar, I'll see that test meeting is there. Okay, so let's go ahead and say Anson's going to start this meeting. He can either go here, obviously he can start the meeting from here, and I think that's how we did it in Cisco Spark, so we'll go ahead and do the same thing here. We'll click on that. We see kind of the same thing. We see this URL come up, and it wants to checks to see if we have the application. It wants to cross-launch the Microsoft Teams application. Now we do have the option to open the web app here, but we'll just go ahead and open link here. And again, if you click remember, that's not going to happen anymore. It'll just cross-launch Microsoft Teams. We get right into our team meeting. Here it's connecting audio and video. We'll take a look at Lynn's. We'll go back over here. And now that the team, obviously, if she would have been, we would have done it the right schedule. We would have joined probably from Outlook. But just to show you a different way to join, we can see a meeting is going on. Right here we have this indicator, which is nice also in Windows Sales Team. And there's a little camera icon indicating there's a meeting going on. And then I can choose to join this meeting. Okay, let's go ahead and join. We go right into video conferencing, audio conferencing. All right, so let's go back over here. We can see who's in the meeting currently. We can invite someone else. We can bring up the chat, so everyone in the meeting can be chatting while someone's maybe presenting. We can look at our configuration if we wanted to change our audio or video stuff. Okay, and then we can also, let's take a look here. I want to right mouse click this to see if I get any, mute or anything like that. And there's not anything like that there. So over here on our main stage, we have, stop video, mute audio. We have the share screen, and we have hang up. So let's do a share screen, see what that looks like. we can see this red frame around here, and it tells us that we're sharing our screen. Let's go take a look at Lynn's desktop, and you can see that that is sharing the screen there, and then we can collaborate on a particular, we can go full screen as well there, and we can collaborate on a document together or something like that. Okay, and if we want to stop that screen sharing, we can click right, let's go over to Lynn just real quick, just to make sure we don't have any other buttons that I want to show you. You know, we can share our screen, hang up. It shows, this is kind of puzzling here, but if we look at this, it's counting up. I'm not sure what that count is for. I know over here we get a count of how long the meeting has been going on. So the person who joined or started the meeting. Okay, and let's quit sharing now. Let's go back over here, and then we can see we're in an audio video conference now, and we still have our other windows that we can come up over here. And let's just do a few chats here. Let's just do some of this. Okay, I just want to see where that comes up. We got a little indicator that there was some chat going on there. That's nice. Let's do some of that. And I just want to see where in the channel that's going to post to. We can, looks like we can delete something as well. Delete a post if we need to edit it or delete it, so that's nice. Okay, and let's go ahead and quit this meeting. We'll hang up. And just like Cisco Spark, the meeting's still up. Lynn's the only one in it. And then she can leave as well. Okay, so that's what we got. Now what I wanted to see is we did some, there we go. So it nestled these comments inside the meeting right in here, so you can see that. Right, so that's nice. Remember, Microsoft Teams has threaded conversations, so they're using that power of threaded conversations within the meeting as well. So that's nice. And then we have this call quality indicator, and we'll just tell Microsoft that everything was okay there. And I think Lynn probably got that as well. All right. We also see an indicator in the meeting who attended the meeting. So we see the two people that attended the meeting, how long the meeting lasted. So those are kind of nice things to have. And we get those over here as well. All right, so those are your two experiences. Obviously, it's important to note I didn't get any indicator on the iPhone for Microsoft Teams to join the meeting. Maybe that's coming out soon, I'm not sure. But on the Cisco Spark side, I was able to leave my desk and join the meeting on my Spark client on my mobile. So again, anything that I find wrong with my setup, I'll certainly post in the notes. So keep updated there. Hopefully this has been helpful to you, and thanks for watching.